I've had a couple of requests to cover the magnetic hands suggestibility test, so let's get to it. Hi guys, well today it's magnetic hands. We've done magnetic fingers previously. Today it's magnetic hands. I've had a couple of requests for that, so we'll do it today. Two versions, one with the eyes open, one with the eyes closed. The eyes open version would be for a suggestibility test to show your client some phenomena, which is great. And the eyes closed, which would take your client into trance, if that's the way you're going. So two different versions. Let's get onto it now. Okay, as always, safety, safety, safety. First things first, ask your client, do you have any injuries I need to know about? Any shoulder problems? If they say no, fine. Then you say to them, are you ready to do this? They say yes. Okay, all you've got to do is follow my simple instructions and listen to my voice. Okay, they say. We're looking for compliance, you see. But before you start, you say, listen to my voice, follow my instructions. Wherever they're standing, move them. Half a step forward, half a step to the side, whatever. More compliance. Next thing you need to do is tell them to put their hands out in front of them. Now, there's two ways of doing this. You can just say, do this, or you can say, in a moment, I'm going to ask you to put your hands out in front of you like this. And if they do it, then you've already got them, because you say, hang on a minute, I said, follow my instructions. I said, in a minute, I'm going to do this. So you've caught them off guard a little bit, you know, sort of took off balance a little bit. So that's two ways of doing that. You can either say, okay, do this now, or you can say, in a moment, I'm going to ask you to do this, and watch what happens. So once you've told them what to do, hands out in front of you, boom, like this, about 6 inches apart. Now remember, we've already got them to move their feet. This time, we're going to move their fingers a little bit, their hands. So we've said about 6 inches. Now, not everyone knows what 6 inches is. It's about 15 centimetres, but, you know, depending on their age, they might not understand inches and centimetres. So you just move their fingers. Again, it's just compliance. It's just to get them to do what you want them to do. So I would suggest you just move their hands a little bit. I'm just doing the front of the camera. Just move their hands a little bit in or out, or just to adjust them slightly. Even if you don't adjust them at all, you're just making that motion. And then you say to them, in a moment, I can ask you to imagine there's magnets attached to your hands, either side, like here. So you touch their hands, give them the sensation, and then you say, look at my finger, because you've placed your finger in the middle of theirs, or middle of their hands rather. Look at my finger and focus on it. And do make sure their hands are outstretched, like this, as far as you can go. Again, it gets this elbow locked in place, makes it much easier for you to do this particular exercise if they've done that. And then focus on my finger, and then imagine these magnets on your hands are beginning to tug and pull and tug and pull your hands closer and closer and closer together. Keep concentrating on those magnets, pulling, tugging, closer and closer. Your hands are coming closer and closer. That's right, you're doing well. Very good, well done. Very soon your hands are going to touch. And when your hands touch, you can just close your eyes and relax all the way down. They're coming closer and closer and almost touching now. Just a little bit more to go. When they touch, just close your eyes, drop your head to your chest and relax. Okay, that's the first method. That's the eyes open version. That's for a suggestibility test, just to give your client some feeling of hypnosis. If they've never felt hypnosis before, they wouldn't know. So that just gives them an idea of how it feels. Again, it dispels these myths of you dropping off into some weird trance. We give them a sense of it. We show the phenomena. We give them a sense that you are making this happen, which is what we're after. Okay, so part two. This is the eyes closed version. The eyes closed version is very similar. Same lead in, move their feet, adjust their hands, etc., etc. A word of warning before you start. Remember, you must be safe at all times. So you're going to frame this in this way. So there's a chance from obviously dropping into trance. That's where we're going with this. We're trying to get hypnosis, but we don't want them to fall over and hurt themselves. So you're going to say to them, during this exercise, your feet will remain firmly on the floor, your legs will remain firm, and you will not fall over. You'll remain stood at all times, and you will not fall over. The unconscious mind will process that, and it will keep them firm. So this can be done sitting down, so we'll move on to that in a minute. But same routine, you've checked their arms for safety, you've told them to stand firm. Now we're going to do the exercise. So once again, you say to them, follow my instructions, follow my voice, do whatever I tell you to do. Here we go. So you say to them, place your hands out in front of you about 6 inches apart, same as before. This time, finger in the middle. Imagine the magnets as before. So it's the same routine, except here at this point we say, focus on my finger. Keep focusing on that point and close your eyes. Now here I would suggest when you say focus on this point, you then go, take a deep breath and breathe with them and breathe out. Keep focusing on my finger and close your eyes. So as they breathe out, close your eyes. Just wave your hand in front of their face, close your eyes down now. As you focus on my finger, as you focus on the point where my finger was, keep imagining those magnets on your hands, pulling tighter and tighter and tighter. You can touch their fingers if you want to give them that sensation of power there. Keep focusing on that point and imagine those magnets pulling, tugging your hands and fingers closer and closer together. Keep imagining, focusing on those points. Imagine those magnets pulling closer and closer together. Their eyes remain closed, of course. This adds to the confusion. So the only feedback they're getting is you telling them what's happening. And you're saying, that's right, perfect. Your hands are coming closer and closer together. You're doing really well. Keep imagining those magnets tugging, pulling tighter and tighter. What I do is do this. Tighter, tighter, closer, pulling, tugging. So you've now got your voice playing in, you've got the finger clicking, you're giving them the feedback all the time, the hands are coming closer and closer together. And when your hands touch, and they will very soon, imagine it, imagine the magnets pulling, tugging closer and closer together. Want it to happen, expect it to happen, and it will happen. When your hands touch, you can just go into a deep, deep state of hypnosis. The hands touch, they drop their head and go. Keep the hands where they are, they will remain where they are. Then you go into your patter, you go into your spiel, keep on talking. That's perfect. They've dropped their head like that. They've dropped their head, and you start saying to them, that's perfect. Keep imagining those hands tighter and tighter and tighter, locking, gluing, sticking together. Very soon your hands will start to lower to your sides in your own time, and as quickly or as slowly as you go deeper into hypnosis. Keep imagining those fingers and hands locked, bonded, glued tightly together. And as your arms begin to lower and drop, so you go deeper and deeper into hypnosis. Keep imagining as your hands drop lower and lower. You can hear my voice getting softer and softer, a little bit quieter. Hands are dropping now. You can't see them, sorry. Hands are dropping. And again, keep encouraging their hands down to the point where they're going to be at their sides. Each breath you take takes you deeper and deeper and deeper. Very soon your hands will come apart and go to your sides and become like wet dishcloths lying at your side. You just allow yourself to go deeper and deeper. Now. There we are. Now, of course, your client will be in a very light state of trance at this point, usually. This is where all your deepness come in. But Once they're in this position, you can just check their arm by just doing this, just tugging it, just pulling it slightly, just like it's, you know, like this. And they will be very floppy. We say like a wet dishcloth, or like a handful of loose rubber bands, or anything that makes you happy. But that's the two main things we use. And if they are all floppy, like a rag doll, if you like, another one, then that's a great thing to do. Now, you can carry on if you want to and take them even deeper with more deepeners. Or if you're a beginner, you can now just say to them, when I count to 3, you can wake up fully refreshed, wide awake, feeling wonderful. So you go 1, 2, 3, wide awake. And they'll wake up, their eyes will open and they'll be a bit groggy and googly, and you'll go, hi, how are you? And they'll go, oh wow, that's fantastic. So there's your induction version of the magnetic hands. As I said before, very difficult to say. I get tongue-tied. So magnetic hands suggestibility test, but very simple to do. There's no right or wrong. If your client is bringing their hands together as you expect, fantastic. They can come together slowly or quickly, it doesn't matter. As long as you get some movement, you then encourage, that's right, perfect, you're doing well, etc, etc. And again, I find the finger clicks are quite handy, because they've got an audible as well. You're talking, you've got the finger clicks. It's just a slight confusion technique. Some hypnotists even tap on the shoulder at the same time. So as they're doing this and closing their hands, you can just be doing this on their back. It adds to the confusion, so they don't know what's going on, but how quickly they're doing it. So again, another great thing to do. Okay, now there are some resistant people who, for whatever reason, it will not work or it will not come together. That's okay, because once you get to a certain position, if they've closed them, you just say to them, fantastic, you're a great hypnosis subject. Always congratulate them and always encourage along the way. So yeah, you're doing well, fingers coming closer, you're doing really well, you're doing great. If they don't come together as quickly, I mean, we're looking for some movement, then you can just squeeze their hands together and say, great, you're a great hypnosis subject. It doesn't matter, because they are always a great hypnosis subject, whether they go quickly, slowly, or not at all. They're a great hypnosis subject. They don't know either way. You're the expert, so you're telling them they're great at this thing. Okay? I would say, generally speaking, if they didn't do the first one as well, personally, I wouldn't move on. But you can, if you want to do another exercise. They might be terrible at this one. They might be great at this one, for instance. So it's up to you. You're the expert. You're in charge. So take control. You've got compliance. You've got agreement. Do you want to be hypnotized? Yeah. So all those things combined will make you a great hypnotist and will get this thing working for you. Like I said, it's up to you. If you find it's not working with a certain person, they might just be very resistant or analytical, in which case it's up to you whether you want to walk away or not. But whatever happens, great. You're a fantastic hypnosis subject. And that's it. They don't know any different. To them, you just congratulate them on a job well done. Whatever happens is exactly what you wanted to happen. Remember that. So, although you're expecting a certain result, if it doesn't happen the way you want it to, still treat it as if it is a great result, because they don't know any different. You do. So I hope that's okay for you guys. I think I've covered most of it today. If you've got any comments or questions, of course, the comments are here. You can do that. And if you want to like it and subscribe, please do. I'll be happy to see you there. Okay, that's it for today. So once again, happy hypnotizing.